Hi everyone. In today's reading, we will look into what's coming up for you. What is it that you're feeling right now? What do you need to know for the journey ahead? Is there something better on the horizon? If not, then what is the guidance that you need? Now, with me, I just want you to breathe in and out for a couple of times, twice or thrice is fine. And then I'm going to be giving you a number. You have to choose one of the three numbers that I share with you. While breathing in and out, just make sure that you're calming your mind and you're picking the number that immediately flashes in your mind. The numbers are 22, 32, 34. So pick one of either of these numbers. It's 22, 32, or 34. Now that you know which number you're going to be picking, let's get started with your reading.
Before we get into your reading, very quickly, just want to tell you about my services. If you want to opt for a private reading, you can reach out to me on Instagram. All the details are in the first post that I have pinned on my Instagram. I also do numerology readings. I also do Akashic. So, any information that you need regarding the readings, you can reach out via Instagram. I also teach tarot card readings offline in Mumbai and also online in case you're based out of Mumbai. For details on that as well, you can reach out to me via my Instagram. Okay, without further ado, let's get started with your readings.
All those who selected the number 22, what is it that they're feeling right now? I don't know if you are aware of this or not. Because the bottom of the deck energy says as if you just want to rest, you're feeling a bit isolated, you're waiting for something exciting to brew in your life, for something exciting to happen in your life. So I don't know if you're aware, but my cards are saying a big question mark on your mind right now is commitment, marriage, your own family, your relationships, the desire of wanting love, and honestly, a new phase of life when it comes to relationships and romance. So, that is something that I'm getting very strongly for you. Like a major predominant thought right now on your mind could be you want to move to the next phase of your life when it comes to your personal relationships, romance, your family. Doesn't matter you're single or you're not single, but maybe collectively, if you're in a committed relationship or married, you could be really looking forward to the next phase in your relationship or to grow the relationship more deeper, more stronger. And I do feel a lot of the people who have picked this number are actually single. And what I'm getting is that you are absolutely desiring love and romance right now in your life. You want you want something nice, happy, fun to come to you. With one card here that I have here, what I'm also getting is that I don't know, is it able to focus? Here. Yes. So what I'm also getting is that it's not that you haven't lived an independent, happy, nurtured life. You have. But then now you also feel that I could use a companion. I could use somebody in my life. With these two cards here, we literally have, the thoughts of marriage coming up to you more strongly. I'm also kind of getting this message as if some of you in this pile are very tired of being strong and independent. It reminds me of this Indian comic, where she said, no, I am a weak, independent girl because I'm unable to be strong and independent because there's no option, but I'd rather be dependent. So it's kind of like a little comical also, but it's giving me that cue that, you're very tired of now just being there for yourself all the time. You're like, no, I want to have somebody else also be there for me, which is fair ask. The end of the world card here, what we have as a message is that you really have also understood and grown a lot more wiser about relationships, people, and dynamics. What you have also understood is what kind of people to entertain in your life, what kind of people to not entertain in your life, who are the right people, who are the good people. And I also feel as if a lot of you may have now understood what your negotiables, non-negotiables are, what is the kind of partner you seek. And if not, I think this is something that you would now start understanding a lot more sooner, that what is it the kind of partner you seek when it comes to your relationships. What is it that you desire? Okay, so if this part resonated with you, then most likely this is your reading. I also feel, last message, some of you could be thinking, should I move someplace else? Should I leave wherever I am right now? Should I start afresh some other place? Um, there might be a desire to either become a digital nomad or just leave it all and go to some new place and start afresh. So I'm also getting the need of traveling or the need of just changing everything around you, your entire surrounding. Couple of other messages that I have here is some of you could be attending some wedding, some family function, or some celebratory function sometime soon. Okay. I think that also would ignite a lot more feelings of loneliness in you. So yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, now that we have this, and if this bit resonated, let's ask the cards, what does this pile, which has chosen the number 22, what's happening next for them? 1 minute. What's happening next for them, and what is it that they need to know? Predictive, not guidance. What's happening next for them? Wow. Have I not shuffled properly? Because the same cards came again. 1 minute. What's happening next for them? What's happening next for them? Hmm. Okay. Bit confusing for me, I'm not gonna lie. But I'll show you all the cards also one by one. So what's happening next for many of you first is definitely you could be attending some wedding, some family celebrations, some event which is going to be about celebrating love of maybe other people. And that might even more strongly, bring this feeling of that I also want it for me. I want this to happen for me. Okay. So that's the first message that I'm getting here. But for many of you, what's kind of happening is I'm not sure if you're getting a relationship coming into your life anytime soon. But what I do see is that there's going to be a lot more joy in your life now in some time. I also feel that, many of you, if you feel that you still don't know what is it that you seek, if you're not able to have very hard conversations, and right now I feel like in today's age and time, I'll just take a few steps back and first complete what I want to share with you all. In today's age and time, there are multiple dating coaches, there are therapists, there's a lot of repository online also, free of cost, that educates people about how to go about finding the right partner. So when I spoke of the wisdom from the world card, what I also meant was that, moving away from the cliches of how romance is shown in pop culture, in Bollywood or Hollywood, and moving away from that and understanding what true companionship looks like. So, what I feel is in the next few months or weeks, you actually could be understanding the true meaning of what companionship looks like and what is it that you seek and desire. If not, this is something you would have to work towards. It's not going to happen in, again, a very Hollywood or Bollywood trope of romance. That's not how you are going to find your companion. You need to be absolutely clear in regards to what you're looking for. The other message that I have here is that some of you could be feeling a bit more isolated of late, or in the coming few weeks, there might be this debate in you that I would rather stay isolated. I'd rather not mingle. And then suddenly, there might be like these short patches where you're like, no, but I also want to mingle. I want to have fun with people. So there needs to be a balance between the both. And when you're mingling with people, that mingling needs to be right. It needs to be conscious and strategic. I know strategic as a word does not sound very correct, when it comes to romance, relationships, and dynamics. But you need to be a bit more aware and conscious and mindful of whom you're mingling with. If you're just going out on dates for the heck of going out on dates because you saw in some reading, but you're not being careful about who it is that you're actually going and meeting, where are you spending your time, then that's not going to work out. So you have to be mindful and conscious of whom you're giving your time and your headspace. Okay. Now, when we ask what's happening next, what I feel what's also happening next is I almost feel as if somebody's attending a wedding or some event, I 110% feel you're going to hook up with somebody there. And I feel like, this could be like a timeline till next year, Jan, Feb. There might be like a hookup that happens in your life in some celebratory event, like somebody's wedding, somebody's birthday, somebody's house party, something like that. I would actually tell you to be a little bit careful of that, because what I feel is what a lot of you are trying to do right now is be very conscious of whom you're giving your physical energy, your sexual energy, your mental energy, your emotional energy, okay? And when that happens, you might get a bit annoyed with yourself. That's all just I'm getting here. I also feel as if, you might end up caving into it because of the belief that, oh, this looks like this could be something. No, it won't be something. Here I'm predicting something for you. It might look like an opportunity that's moving very fast, that looks promising, but it'll turn out to be like this. And I know a lot of you watch a lot of readings, so it's not that you really need me to decode each and every card. And then the final outcome is this. This doesn't need any explanation. So yeah, beware of casual flings or hookups if done not with the right consciousness or not with the right thought in mind. Okay, if you're doing it for fun, then that's fine. But if you're doing it because you've been baited into believing this could be it, or you are very low, lonely, and desperate, and you are just placing your emotions in the wrong person. Then we also have few other cards here which basically says that, there are people who are going to be interested in you. There are people who are going to, try to build their way towards you, but they may not be the end game. And to be able to find that end game, what you need to do is you need to be very aware of where and what you are entertaining. So just be a little bit careful about that. Now, let's see. Since we know that the smile is looking for companionship and love, is there any guidance? A short and quick guidance, because he also had guidance in the predictive messages. I am so surprised. There are so many cards that are repeating. I also feel some of you are going to meet somebody in a wedding. And if that happens in a wedding or again in some, I know I'm just repeating that message again and again, right? But if that happens, just make sure you are taking things slow. You're not caving into the passion or the excitement. Okay. The other thing that I'm getting is it's a very odd message what I'm going to say next. You really have to cry, pray, and ask for a companion now if you desire it and you want it. Because with these two cards here, what I'm getting is, and this cry is not like a cry of desperation or something. This cry is just like, oh, I've waited enough. So I really feel that now is the time when you need to actually really pray and ask that I am ready. Send me who you have for me and I'm ready. And then be also willing to accept it. Now, see, reading like this, it's not, especially when it comes to romance and relationships, it's not very easy to explain a lot of things, okay? And that is why I encourage that, okay, go to pages of psychologists, go to pages of dating coaches, try and understand what conscious dating is. How do you actually go about dating people? So what I'm getting here is that even if you ask for it, make sure that you're ready also for it when you get it, then you are not somebody who's wanting to immediately run away or who's acting a little bit like, do I really need it? Or who doesn't know how to respond to it. Okay. Because I'm also getting the message some people in this pile could have been single for really long. They've forgotten what it feels like to mingle. Okay, now let's see if there could be a collective prediction for all those who selected the number 22. When is it that they might meet somebody in their life? Something fell down. I'll pick it up. 1 minute. Okay, the next 2 years are actually quite wonderful. Wow. Like we literally have this card. If you manifest and if you pray, you will get what you want. You're not doing that enough. You'd rather crib about it, be sad about it, blame, oh, there's nobody out there, the one that I want. But you are not actually sitting and praying enough about it. Like, okay, so what happens like when we are praying something for it also? It's like a different way of like reaffirming the belief that, we are also ready, we are ready to accept. And that might end up like creating this a tiny domino effect where you get ready to take action, to go out and meet people. That is what is needed. So yes, I do feel as if the next 2 years are going to be very important. Next year more so is very, very wonderful when it comes to you actually finding somebody. There's a card that's repeating here again and again. I just want to see what this card is trying to tell us. A lot of people trying to charm you. Don't get charmed too soon. Now I know the reading sounds a bit convoluted because it's like, oh, you will have somebody coming to you soon, pray on it. And then it's also at one end saying that don't hook up. So this is where now your wisdom and your test is going to come into the picture because a tarot card reader can't tell everything. Some of it's your own journey. So don't get charmed too soon. Keep communication very clear. Put boundaries in place where your gut is already telling you this may not be it. And this is where it would be a true test that are you letting things go ahead because of desperation or because you feel a spark? Are you putting your wisdom of people and dynamic to test or not? So that's what I'm getting here. So yeah, be careful. Okay, now let me see if I feel like pulling some card from some other deck. 1 minute. Last few messages, all those who chose the number 22, what is it that they need to know? Most likely one message is enough. Wow, surrender low self-esteem. I think you know what? Some people in this pile, because maybe they've forgotten also how to love, they just don't know if they're capable of being loved or not. And that is your low confidence. Everybody is lovable and you should be loved. And I also feel some people in this pile, may have certain consciousness about their looks, their dressing, because all these things like the physical attraction is what actually drives up one's dating life also, right? So cut it out, build confidence in yourself. Feel like taking this one also. Surrender to your full power. Hmm. Stop playing it small. Maybe it's also about time that you flirt sometimes back. Like instead of being this person who's like, oh, if somebody's flirting with me, I'll shut them out. Maybe you flirt with people that you like. Like, bring a little bit fun also when it comes to wanting romance and love without being frivolous. Not all fun has to be frivolous. And surrender to miracles. So, because of the magician card and the star card and this card, I do feel there could be miracles that could happen in your love life. Be open to miracles. Feel and know that they are real. But for that to happen, you would have to let go of resistance and banish doubts. Keep love will happen. Will I ever get love? Like you'll have to like let go of this belief altogether. Let me just see if there's something from this deck here that I want to pick up. Anything, this file. Oh, okay, it literally fell down, so I'm gonna pick this. It says authority. Frequency of authority reminds us that true authority is powerful, directed, and realized, yet receptive, wise, and loving. Oh my God, guys, you can take a screenshot of this. Please, please do. I'll tell you why. It's almost like taking charge of your heart chakra. See the beautiful green energy. And the yellow energy, which is all about confidence, your solar and your sacral. So it's like taking charge of your heart chakra and your solar and sacral chakras. And be powerful. Know that it can happen for you. Direct your energies to the right place. Realize what is right and wrong. But at the same time, don't be very guarded. Be receptive, wise, and loving. Couldn't have said it any better. So, yeah, that was it for you, pile number one. I hope some part of it resonates, or if nothing soothes you a little bit. And if any part of it resonated, please do comment below and let me know. Thank you. Bye.
Before we get into your reading, very quickly, just want to tell you about my services. If you want to opt for a private reading, you can reach out to me on Instagram. All the details are in the first post that I have pinned on my Instagram. I also do numerology readings. I also do Akashic. So, any information that you need regarding the readings, you can reach out via Instagram. I also teach tarot card readings offline in Mumbai and also online in case you're based out of Mumbai. For details on that as well, you can reach out to me via my Instagram. Okay, without further ado, let's get started with your readings.
Hi. All those who selected the number 32, which is the second number in the options that I had given, then this is your reading. And today I'm going to be shuffling the cards on camera. So while I'm doing that, breathe in, breathe out, and pray that this reading is able to guide you and help you with whatever it is that you're seeking right now. Okay, so all those who selected the number 32, let's see what's happening with them right now. Too many money concerns and career concerns is what I'm getting, is the key problem area of your life right now. There's no stability, and you just want to know when will there be stability in your life now. When will you have financial stability, where you are not living hand to mouth, or you're not living month to month on some salary or some revenue, but a financial stability that helps you in building something bigger and something better. So the cards are suggesting that what you seek is that absolute material stability, that material comfort, that financial stability, so that you can then start thinking about the other domains and areas of your life, which could be anything. Do I want to build an asset? Do I want to build a family? But it's like that, I'm waiting for me to get financially stable so that I can also do other things in life. Okay, now the other few messages that we have here is again all about finances. What I'm kind of getting here is some of you could be doing your own thing or your business. Some of you could be in jobs, or some of you could be just debating with this idea of what is it that you should do as a side hustle or next in your career. Okay. There's a lot of confusion. There's a lot of lack of clarity, both about career also and about how it is that you go and build financial stability, grow from there. There are decisions that you're feeling confused about how to take. Like you could be in a job and you want to build something on the side. You don't know how to go about it. And you're like, oh, even this requires money. Even though I have money from my job and I can use that salary to pump into my side hustle, you don't know how to go about it. So I'm also getting a lot of inertia or a lot of doubt about can I, should I? There might also be this thought that I just don't want to do it alone. I need right people to guide me, or I need somebody to guide me, or can I like take decision with somebody on this? So there might also be a need of support, that where do I find those people with whom I can make prudent and practical financial decisions and career decisions, and their guidance is going to guide me. You might be having all these thoughts and questions in your mind because what I sense is a lot of inner conflict with your own self, conflict with how to move ahead, conflict maybe with also what people are trying to tell you. You might be very resistant to a lot of things. So, yeah. And see, that's not always a bad thing. Sometimes, it happens that you have been through a phase or a darker phase where there's now suddenly a lot of resistance. And because mind is so foggy, so you don't even know how to receive what somebody is guiding you. So it's fine. Chill. And the last message that we have here is it's also to do with your savings. You're worried, will my savings also grow or not? So, a lot of confusion about financial decisions. You know what I would have actually said? You don't need tarot card reading. Maybe you need a business mentor, business coach. Maybe you need a financial coach. Maybe you need interactions with like a bunch of people who can help you sort this out. But I know in an ideal world, that's possible. In the world that we live in, that's sometimes not possible. And that's why we go to readers to get those decisions sorted. But yeah, it's like that you literally need a bunch of people to come together to help you strategize on how to move ahead. Okay, while I was picking the cards, this card kind of got left behind. I feel like picking it up. What it's trying to tell me is that right now, be ready to start from the scratch. Be ready to start from bottom. Be ready to build yourself up. Be ready to hone your skills, work on your skills, make your skills better. And growth will only come like that. It's a very Saturnian card. And I know in 2024, we have all spoken enough about Saturn, from numerology to everything and whatnot. And that's why I'm telling you that when this card comes up, it's just about schedule, discipline, honing your skills, constantly striving to be better, but also very willing to work from the scratch. So even if you feel that, oh, by now I should have been here, I should have been there. So many examples in the world. People at the age of 40 have failed, then 60 they restarted, or they failed in their 20s and 40s they built again something from scratch. I think that is what is happening in your life right now. It's time to rebuild yourself. Okay. Let's see. This is the information that we have from the current energy check-in. What is it that this file needs to do? This is guidance right now, then I'll give a predictive message also. Bottom of the deck. I just spoke about building yourself up from the scratch. And tarot, the Tower card is literally about the things that just come crashing down. And this is what you're feeling. You're like, oh, you know what? Like, I am at the bottom. Like, I'm just like, I've hit the ground. I've hit the lowest levels again. I know, I will have to build myself up from scratch. Yes. And the guidance that is coming is remove the blindfold. Move it away. Don't be so guarded. You know why I'm saying guarded? Because then we have the King of Wands. King of Wands is a card which is very social. Go out and mingle with people. So first remove the blindfold. Enough, like the isolation, the thoughts in your mind, which are reaffirming certain stupid beliefs or false beliefs. Oh, I'll never be successful. Oh, I don't know, I'll not be able to do it. Oh, to do this, it requires this. I don't have this. It requires this resource. Stop it. Remove the blindfold. Okay. Second, move out of your past. Enough, enough, enough. And I know it's not easy, especially for people like who may have Rahu in Scorpio, or they may have a Scorpio Lagna, or they may also have Rahu in Taurus or Taurus Lagna. The same also goes for Gemini and Virgo ascendants. Anyway, even if not astrologically, I know moving out of past is not something that's very easy, but here the card is saying turn around. Look at what you have right now and make use of what you have. There's enough. And it's interesting the way I teach this card also, I many a times tell people that, what is the whole hullabaloo about? Because there's a water stream right here. All this person has to go is look up, check the water stream and go and fill up the cups again, So the point is that, okay, what's spilled, it's spilled. Don't cry over spilled milk. It's not going to bring anything now. So move out of past. And I feel this past has more to do with like, how things did not work out, how people have been with you, how maybe you took certain risks and they backfired. How generally everything has been. Let's just say, stop it. You don't need it anymore. Now, what I'm getting next here as a message is it's time to be a little bit more social, a little bit more risk taking financially. Like, if you know that there is something that requires you to either put in more effort or more money, it's okay to do it. So don't be in the space of comfort zone. Do not do that. I think your life is now requiring you to move out of your comfort zone. I'm also hearing something about networking. That even if you have to spend money on doing the right networking, do that. Maybe you've tried that earlier, it didn't work out. Like, how some people join these networking groups and business groups. Like in India, we have BNI. There's multiple networking groups in different industries, etc., globally only. So you may have done something like that and it may not have worked out. You may have felt that, that money was not really helpful. The investment that you put into that. It's okay. That was also in the past, right? Now you're writing a new chapter. You've anyway hit the tower, the zone or phase of your life. Might as well take a relook at few things, reshuffle and re-get into few things, whatever are needed. So even if you need to redo few things, maybe do them differently this time. This is how you learn and grow. So it's time you do that. Okay, now let's see predictively what is it that the number 32 needs to know about their current situation. The card fell down. I think while I was shuffling, in some dimension, somebody ended up thinking too strong. Give me a minute, I'll pick up all the cards. So I've taken the card that fell down, the single piece, then a bunch fell down, which I've not taken. One second. Predictably, what does the number 32 need to know? The cards that have to come now, they find a way of coming. I saw this when it fell down and I'm like, should I take it? Should I not take it? It'll come back if it has to. And it did. Okay. 1 minute. I'll just pull out some cards from this other deck also and give you a final message in one go. What is it? Number 32. Predictable. I haven't seen this card come in such a long time. I'll show you. Wait. Who is thinking? Stop it. Okay, wait. I'll go and pick the other cards. This wasn't happening in the first pile. Okay. Is there anything else? I've already pulled out to anything else. Okay. Oh, wow. Interestingly, you did have some cards which were quite similar to first pile. Your concerns maybe in future what pile one had. I think your concerns are going to snowball into that. Okay. Okay. Coming back to this reading, which is pile 2. Major karmic period going on. I don't know what planet is sitting in your ninth house. Could be that you're running the dasha of the planet or the sign ruled by the planet of ninth house. Okay, for those who understand astrology would understand this. So either you could be running like a Mars dasha or you could be running a Jupiter or a Saturn dasha and or Sadesati. And what's happening is right now that this is a very karmic period for you. So what's happening is that you're simply paying off a lot of your karmas right now. Okay. So whatever happened in your career earlier also, you were karmically paying off a lot of your karmic debt. Maybe in some lifetime or whatever, you may have done something in your profession, in your career, taken opportunities from people, been mean to people, not worked out deals with people. And On the career front also, whatever issues you're going through could have been, just a karmic repaying of that debt. So you don't have to worry too much, because I kind of feel as if this is going to last for a couple of months or a year and a half. So, and then things are going to change for you. Okay. That is a message that I'm getting. So there is still a bit of karmic period going on right now. Not bit, like quite a bit, like quite a chunky bit. And from there on, then this veil is going to drop down, the karmas are going to get taken care of, and a new phase is going to start. Now, before that, I said, stop it, get into this. You're protected from the new phase. You're protected, you're moving into a new phase. And if this feels contradictory to you, that you're paying off your karmas, it actually isn't, because not everything has to be bad and gloomy. Even in your karmic debt, if suppose you paid off like a major chunk, and you would know that better how your last few years, last few months have been. And if you're already feeling a bit better or at ease, so you know that it's now moving towards a positive side. The karmic bucket is becoming lighter and lighter. Okay. So you don't have to worry. I do feel that these are very positive cards. The other message that I'm getting here is make a schedule. Small steps daily, baby steps daily. And if you need, find a mentor or a guide. Listen to people around you. This is not something you need to do alone. I randomly read somewhere that when you're giving a message like this and something happens, like either a dog starts barking or you hear something very odd, then that's like even more important as a message to reaffirm. So, taking cues from that, I would say that maybe you really do need to find a mentor. You need to have a schedule and a system in place. Like this is the card of very much red tapeism, organized religion. Forget the religion part, at least things are organized, right? So that is something that you need to do. Baby steps daily to reach to this level, which is where you are seen as the expert in something. Oh my God, too many cards are falling for this file. I'll just give you the message what's there in this. Because this fell right now, I would also say that maybe this is something to do with the card Hierophant here. It says surrender unhealthy relationships. I do feel as if, some people in this file may have been attracted to number 22 also. And that is because, part of you is also desiring love and companionship right now. So to be able to do that, you can go and watch, of course, the first file reading. And second, it says surrender unhealthy relationships. I think this is also in your career. If you're holding on to certain employees, certain partners, certain people who may not be healthy for you, you may have to let go of them eventually. And also, if you're too focused on the wrong kind of interpersonal relationships, I think it's time to let them go. They also could be sucking out your energy and being detrimental in your career growth. Okay. So, yes. I don't know why I feel as if there's something more to the message here. Keep at it. Keep at it, keep at it, keep at it. Systematic way of keeping at it. That's what I'm getting. Okay. Now, the other two messages, you'll be surprised. They're so beautiful. One is this. I used to hate this card when I started my tarot journey. It used to bother me so much and I would not be able to make any sense of it. Of course, now it's been many years and I've become better. But anyway, this card is a lot about taking responsibility, taking charge, and moving ahead. And while moving ahead, you might want to take cues from the past, but at the same time, don't forget to look ahead and see where you are headed. Because looking too much in the past, you may stumble down, right? So just move ahead with all that you can manage, take things which are worth. I also feel as if, with this card, what it's also trying to say is don't put your eggs in too many baskets. Sorry, too many eggs in the basket. I forgot what is that idiom or phrase, but you get what I'm trying to say. Not too much. Don't do too much. Don't try to do it all. Do what you're capable of and crack the message. Seek expert help wherever needed. So don't try to be this person. Maybe like if you're a content creator, you don't have to sit down and edit your videos also. Maybe get an expert editor who are able to take up small jobs for you. Yes, now I feel I've given the right message. And now the last message that we have from the Rider Waite here is the Magician, absolute favorite. It's interesting. This card literally says that you have the capability to multitask. Okay. But what multitask also means is you don't have to be the one who's doing it all alone, right? Supervising somebody is also multitasking. So keep that in mind. But it's time to basically step up to a more stronger power, take bigger decisions, do a lot more, realize your full potential. That's how I would say this message is coming up. Now, the other three messages that I have from my other deck here is one I've already given, surrender unhealthy relationships. Oops, this one. So I'm going to move it out of the way. The other two are surrender, low self-esteem. This, along with few other cards, actually repeated in the first pile. So you deserve it all, from success, love, abundance to everything. This is not the time to have low self-esteem. And the second message is surrender procrastination. This is a very strong message here. Even with the tower and everything, seek help, seek whatever you have to. Procrastination is not going to work. You have to sit down and do it. Okay, somebody recently told me that, a good way to counter procrastination or doubt before doing something or the friction is keep thinking how would you feel after you have done it and try to bring up that feeling more strongly, more closely. That helps. Then the other message that we have here is dynamic from my other geometry deck. Dynamic supports our ability to harmonize between layers and aspects of different origin and frequency, helps us to put together a reality made up of many different elements with ease, grace, and joy. And these elements can be both familiar and new. So, this, along with this, what I'm getting is there are few things from the past you may have to take forward as a thread to understand things, right? But make sure that you are observing that the kind of new person that you're becoming, who's capable of so much more with newer potentials, newer skills, and bring it all together, integrate. Very beautiful message. And this card, which I have to give you because when it fell down also is when I spotted it. Chariot literally says move out, move out, move out of whatever phase you are in right now. Move to a newer phase, be more energetic, take more stronger action. Without action, there would be no reaction, no response from universe, from nothing around you. And now, because I've spoken so much about multitasking and balancing both the things, this is also very much yin yangish in energy. Take the past ahead, but with the thread of future. Be active, move out of your current phase and balance this yin yang energy. You may need some threads of your past as wisdom, not all. Take them ahead into the future. So that was it, your reading, pile number 2. If any part of it resonated, you have to comment below and let me know. Thank you. Bye.
Before we get into your reading, very quickly, just want to tell you about my services. If you want to opt for a private reading, you can reach out to me on Instagram. All the details are in the first post that I have pinned on my Instagram. I also do numerology readings. I also do Akashic. So, any information that you need regarding the readings, you can reach out via Instagram. I also teach tarot card readings offline in Mumbai and also online in case you're based out of Mumbai. For details on that as well, you can reach out to me via my Instagram. Okay, without further ado, let's get started with your readings.
Hi, if you selected the number 34, then this is your reading, and today I'm going to be shuffling on the camera. First, let's see what's happening with you currently. Okay. What I'm getting here from these cards is then bottom of the deck, we had this. Felt like cutting the deck. Then we had this. And a lot of other cards which are popping here and there while the deck is made. Like we also have this. I think you are having a severe existential crisis where life has not at all turned out the way you expected. Some of you who are watching this pile could also be a little bit older, as in maybe in your late 40s, mid 40 onwards. And your life does not feel like it has turned out the way you wanted. Okay. There might have been multiple things which have gone wrong in your life. You may have lost your partner, your lover. Um, you may have been divorced. Things did not work out for you in terms of your career. Or maybe it could be just a very elongated phase right now in your life where you feel that things are just not going the way you would desire or you had planned out for you. Instead, life has somewhat betrayed you. Getting a lot of feeling of loneliness. So I'll just spill out whatever I'm getting and then I'll try to construct the message. Because I'm hearing loneliness, betrayal, fear, overthinking, confusion emotionally, feeling very displaced. What was all this supposed to mean? Why why am I here? What is the lesson in this? Because there's no lesson. It just feels like unnecessarily being beaten down and being bashed by life, by journey, by destiny, by universe again and again. Yeah. A lot of sorrow, rage, resentment, annoyance, and lot of loneliness, as if nobody has understood or supported you the way you have been to others or the way you would have liked to be understood and supported. I also feel some people did not have a great childhood in this fight, which they must have realized maybe a lot more strongly in their older years. As they grew older, they must have realized that how maybe their caregiver could be mother or father. They have not been very appropriate to them. In fact, you may have found a great caregiver in your grandparent or some other guardian. Okay, so right now you're just going through an existential crisis because nothing is going the way you want it. It doesn't seem it'll get better. It does feel as if life, people, everything around you has constantly just brought you down. And you're so tired of getting back up again now. You're like, no, I don't want to. I can't do it anymore. What is good is in between all of this, you are doing this at least. What is this? This is just self introspection. You are in that introspective mode. You're trying and understanding what is it that you went wrong, where it is that you went wrong, and you're trying to hold yourself together. You're trying to keep yourself together. Is it a facade? Yes, I know it. You also know it. Because you're like, okay, then what better do I do? This is how I have to be, right? I have to act that things are fine. I have to act that, oh no, this all means something. I have to keep myself together. You're right. But the good thing about that is that you're also introspecting. You're not taking your life up until now in a manner where you're thinking, oh, this is just what it is. Let me go with the flow. You are thinking, you're trying to go deep within yourself and understand why. Why did it turn out the way it did? Okay. But existential crisis is the biggest thing that I'm getting here right now. Bunch of things are not going your way. There could also be immense confusion in your life right now. You might be wanting to do something bigger and better, and it doesn't feel like you're ever going to do it. It's like there's so many desires in you to have your name, fame, have the right people around you, have something in career, feel more fulfilled. And you're like, but yeah, it all feels like a dream. As if, I'm just a side character in my own movie, whereas I should have been the main character, but I don't feel main characterish. So that is another thing that I'm getting for you. Okay, what is it that this file, those who selected the number 34, what is it that they need to know as a guidance? Wow. Clearly, many people in this pile are also just like, if I'll just get married and have a family, I'll be happy. But you're a chain of your thoughts. And usually when I look at this card, I give a different message. But right now, looking at this one, I'm getting the strongest message that I'm getting is you're just a chain of your thoughts. You're very stubborn, very resistant to first get out of your thoughts and have a new belief system and look at life from a new perspective. I think you don't. I'm kind of also getting this message as if, you as a person could also be tiring sometimes to few people around you. Like how we have these not so nice terms actually, but for the lack of words right now to explain better, I would say, somebody who emotional dumps quite a lot, just starts off their story without checking if the other person has headspace or not, who's constantly repeating same problems and issues to their friends and family, and believes that just discussing them maybe would bring some solution. You could either be in a phase like that or have been like that for a slightly longer period, and that is because you're just a chain of your mind. You're just a slave of your mind. Did I say chain of your thoughts earlier? So sorry. You're just a slave of your mind. You are just so tied by your belief system, by your thoughts, by what you think works, by what you think doesn't work. It's like there's no room for anything new. And each time you go out and you interact with people or you share your side, you share your emotions, you expect as if just sharing would do something new, but you're not doing anything about it. You're not doing any action. I'm constantly hearing the word resistant, stubborn, resistant, stubborn. I think lose that. Okay. The other message that we have here as guidance is it's time to look ahead. Just acknowledge that you've come this far and it's okay. You don't need to keep on looking back into the past. You don't have to feel lonely. You don't have to feel alone. You can choose to look ahead, but that'll happen when you do not stop people from entering you, right? That'll happen when you actually go ahead with whoever wants to come your way. Take some time to explore things with them and move ahead. This has also moved a little bit into the dynamic of people wanting a family and relationship, love and romance in their life. Okay. If that is not the case, if you're having an existential crisis, otherwise also in regards to your career, what is it that I do? I just don't know. First, breathe out. Breathe out, chill, try to bring a new belief system in place for yourself. You need that. You can't keep on continuing these stories in your head about how things have not worked out, how people have hurt you, how you had to learn to keep people at bay, how you had to learn to isolate. These are stories which were true, very true, but they're not there anymore. Or if you don't want them to be there anymore, you would have to stop being a slave of your mind, your thoughts, your belief system. And you need to simply start looking ahead. Take charge to cut out what's not serving you anymore. Even if for a short period it comes with more immense loneliness. I do feel a lot of people in this pile, can actually use therapy. And you need like a good therapist, not CBT alone. You need somebody who can really help you at a much deeper level understand why we are doing what we are doing. So there are a lot of other modules in therapy now, right? Something like an IFS therapy might work better for you, or even to start off with, if you've never taken therapy, CBT therapy might work better for you, because this spire is coming across, as somebody who's just looking for solutions by talking to other people, or by winging it in life, or by hoping that, life will throw around some things. There are so many new age tools now which are available, which talk about changing your mindset, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, therapy. I don't think you're making use of any of those tools. And in fact, because of so many swords cards that we had and the grim swords cards, maybe some of you are too invested in a lot of energy talk, or because you're very vulnerable, You might be seeking your healing or change in maybe tarot, like constantly just watching tarot videos to soothe yourself, or a lot of like these heal feminine wounds, heal masculine wounds sort of conversations and workshops. I'm not denying that they don't help. What I'm saying is that in your current phase right now, you need a more clear mindset and belief system for which there are a lot of other tools that might help you than simply a tarot or something occult based. Okay? Now let's see what is the prediction that we have for you. Is there any prediction for people who chose 34? What is it that they need to know? Hmm. Okay. Honestly, I wanted to say no prediction. This was the first card that fell down, and then there was second this. Because honestly, and see, I don't do unnecessarily positive tarot. I don't believe in it. Tarot's supposed to tell as is, not unnecessarily drive up nonsensical positivity. Um, there is no change because you're not changing your mindset. You're not taking the blindfold off, and you are being this guarded, secretive person who is very much wounded and doesn't know how to be out there. You don't know. And if you see, there's so much of like loneliness in these two cards, almost like you're managing things alone. Then comes this card, and anybody's trying to tell you something. First, they may not be experts. You need somebody like who's able to guide you better, like a therapist, NLP. I've already spoken of all the tools. And even if like your friends and family, they might be trying to guide you better. You might be like, so resistant that you're just fighting them out. And I don't mean fighting them out as in like fighting them out literally. I mean like shutting them out, or you're maybe just listening to what they are saying, not really absorbing. Because in your mind, you're already contesting what they are saying. If they are saying, hey, for your work, why don't you go out and network more with more people? You're like, oh, you know what, it hasn't worked, it never works. You have your reasons in place because of which you never continue it. So it's not going to work like that. And that's why, honestly, I wanted to say the first thing I saw these cards was there is no prediction. There's nothing that is changing right now immediately because you are not changing. And how can you expect something to change when you're not changing? You're not changing. So unless you now decide to consciously change, move ahead in a positive manner, move ahead by taking the wisdom from the past, but not the hurt, not the baggage, with the threads of new, you become this wiser person who really understands and sees things from a higher pedestal, from a higher lens, and knows what world is, how it functions, and how I am supposed to present myself. Then yes, a lot of abundance and new changes are going to come your way. A lot of them. And these are some of the most positive cards. They are major arcanas. Even in minor, it's one of the most positive cards. But I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon because you're not taking an action to actually change. I feel like I keep wanting to say the word stubborn. I'm getting this image of this character called Bhaskar in this movie Piku, Bollywood movie. So that's what I'm getting constantly again and again, like a really stubborn boomer person who just doesn't want any change. But they're happy to cry and make a hue about it. They're very happy to constantly talk about how life has been unfair. And some of you may actually be older in that age demographic. So, as you grow older, it's very difficult to believe that new things can happen for you. And I empathize with that and I understand that. But there is a need to tell yourself that new things can happen. Okay? Let me see predictively when things are going to start to get better. Honestly speaking, I don't see things are getting better for the next 2 years for you. Okay. And I also feel as if intuitively you all know the changes you need to bring, but you're not accepting, or intuitively you just know why and how things will start getting better. It's like you know everything. And I honestly feel that, this knowing everything is not like some blessing or like something great or something to feel very great or very happy about. I'm sorry for what I'm going to be saying next, but it feels a bit foolish. It's almost like you know everything, but you don't act on it. You don't react the way it's supposed to. And maybe like you make your own reasons of knowing things and then like acting, oh, I know how to be. Then I'm sorry, then stop crying about it. It's just that simple. If you really know it and like you're so much in the space of surrender, then you have to stop crying about it and being whiny about it in your mind, at least. Being upset and sad about it. And I did see that the spy could be also struggling with mental health issues. That's why I'm suggesting a therapist. A friend, a family would not be able to help. Intuition and gut would not be able to help. It's a problem of chemicals in brain. It's just like any other disease. Okay. When do I see things getting better for you? Maybe after 6 months. 100%, not so sure. I honestly feel it's going to take full 2 years for things to be more better. Your next 1 to 2 years are still going to be very much about not seeing things for how they are. Actually seeing things slightly from a Delululu lens. What is Delululu lens? Maybe not seeing what life is trying to teach you, but making your own conclusions just to make yourself feel better. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. And I'm going to leave it that open ended. You figure it out, whatever it has to mean for you. Let me pull out cards from some other deck. Please give some message for all those who chose the number 34. What is it that they need to know? Wow. I'm shuffling so much and cards are repeating across. Huh? Okay, one message exclusive to 34. Hmm. Chalo. I give you all four. First, surrender your habit of people pleasing. I don't know whom you're pleasing, but I think you need to stop this. Okay. I'm not going to explain this too much. Internet has enough jibber jabber on this already. Surrender low self esteem. Yes, mental health issues, existential crisis can make you feel like a failure, can make you feel like you've really lost it all in your life, can pull down your confidence. You deserve it all. You have to build your confidence again. Surrender procrastination. For you, I feel, this procrastination is just about taking charge of your life, taking charge of the thoughts or what your gut feeling is trying to tell you. You're like, oh no, I'm not sure. Doesn't make sense. I think no, it makes sense. Listen to your gut and jump off on things that are meant for you. What does it say? Surrender to the beauty of natural world. I feel as if generally, for this while connecting more with nature might be beneficial to you, might help you in grounding yourself and seeing things a little bit more clearly. Like going into nature regularly might just be a good break that your mind needs from all the clutter and all the wrong things it has fed itself over the years, and surrender your fear of intimacy. This again, I was getting very strongly that you can't be like stopping people from entering your life. You want somebody, you have to release the patterns that stop you from opening your heart. And who can help you with that? An expert, a therapist, or the multiple other tools that I mentioned in this. Maybe you don't need any energetic healing. What you actually need is an intellectualized conversation with somebody to understand where you've been faltering. Now, the last cards, I'm going to look through this. Okay, all those are selected. The number 34. What is it that they need to know? See, the same cards are falling crazy. Watch all piles. Mirkaba, oh, after so long, I've heard of this word. Beautiful. Merkaba and authority. Authority is that you have to take charge and authority of your life. You have to direct your energies in the right path. You have to realize your true power. You have to realize what works out and what doesn't. And only then it'll be easier for you to be more receptive, wise, and loving to what's coming your way. Take charge. It's simple message. The next one that we have here is Merkaba. Merkabas are usually very complicated messages. Ability to use your consciousness to transfers into layers of reality and dimensions. It helps us activate our access to Akashic inheritance, merging the totality of experiences to serve our highest purpose. Okay, so what I feel is as if, okay, it's very weird. I usually tell people that intellectualism doesn't work if you're not taking experiences. You've already taken enough experiences. But the thing is that you don't know what to make of those experiences. What you need is actually the right book, the right resources, the right people who help you tie in whatever you've experienced with a more intellectualized understanding of what things are, how do they function. Like, off late attachment theory has become very popular, right? And now people are able to understand that, oh, because I'm an anxious attachment style or I'm an avoidant attachment style, I need to bring it to secure. Why am I a disorganized attachment style? So I feel as if, you need to understand things more. Also, if you're somebody, who has been very invested into spiritual conversations, astrology, um, if you are somebody who can and believes a lot in energies, conversations around energies, etc., etc. Maybe it's time to bring a little bit of psychology. If you're somebody who has been very much, too much invested in the psychological understanding of things, maybe it's time to actually blend it with spirituality to see that how it all makes sense. So it is like that balance. Integrate what you have learned, make sense of it. And if you're somebody who's always intellectualized everything, but truly never experienced everything, go out and experience stuff. Maybe that's what's needed. So, yeah, that was it. You're reading pile number 3. Make sure you're commenting below if any part of it resonated. It would really help me. There was a lot of overlap in messages today across the piles. So, yeah. All right. Bye.